Gilg Jew, Gilg J as Gilg Nerach.
Claare Gael, Shen Enam and Claare Shores, Bavaliam Shuish Altacher. My name is Robert Cutting Carswell, Robert a Carslach.
Did the other hear tell of old Bobby Bob?
And I'd like to welcome you to this programme in two languages. One of them is the English language, a Shane Gilg Wissen J Elia, and it's the Manx language, Manx Gaelic, which is the other one, Chinian Amera, the mother tongue of Alien Vanning, the Isle of Man. As Banach and Jurish, in relation to the visit to the island in 1795 of the actor Samuel William Ryley and his wife Anne, we heard of the medical skills of a Master Carr in reviving a woman and her baby rescued from a vessel in Peel Bay in a storm. Well, eventually we will start with another surprise from Mr. Carr. I'll tell you why we're not starting immediately in a minute. Ons Dracula tashinjin risher lior la Mina Murray, as rish tis munyan de Valakara, Lucy Westenra, jit de vena sherish, lugim nemach on Lucy shul na cadla, as fag and cummach and dorach a chroma harry so rollick ons Whitby. Now, before we start on the Samuel William Ryley's reminiscences, his memoir, we have a query from David Kelly of the Rhaa in Lonan about a poem. And since it's a query from him about a poem, this is a good reason to listen to a musical setting of his poem, Salute to Man. Tashu geistjachrish radio vanning station na nation, viskuller skeliene wostulish, Allen vanning.
Tears of snowy icing, as Mayflower decks the thorn, metachromal rhythms when the breezes stir the corn. The verdant sward, the yellow gorse, the stately golden broom, a purple shrouded uplands when the ling's in royal bloom. The golden strands on Derby's coast as an autumn sun goes down. The lowering brow of North Parole when Nimbus wreathes her crown. The foaming ice-rimed torrent which leaps from Calden's flank, or brawling little streamlets play on Carrigan's rugged bank. Pine trees flagged and sculpted by the wind at Thallow Queen, and view for miles the Lagan in its spate upon Slewleen. Bluebells cast their misty mantle on the braes of Selby Glen. The flora and wild waterfowl in the carting at the Len. View those seamless azure waters, ancient fishing ground. Mark the awesome maelstrom of the tide rip in the sound. Thundering southwest breakers burst to Spearman Yabble Reef. The tombstone at Minorca of a fabled Danish chief. Moon shadows on a snowfield, cloud shadows on the hay, the lights of Douglas glinting on dark waters in the bay. See falcons stoop at Garwick, and harriers at Burgoad, and fulmars soar at Mackle, patient herons at Tremode. Shark and seal and dolphin who adorn our rocky coast, as his mantle swirls around. Salute Manannan's watchful ghost.
Fiona Gain singing David Kelly's poem Salute to Man, set to music by Tim Laycock. Now, David Kelly learned part of a poem from his father about the Kellys of Lonan who took goods from a wrecked vessel, but the revenue men were bemused as to which of the many Kellys of Lonan it could possibly be, and David recently came across this version of the poem. There was Kelly Ballacrega and Kelly Baldrain, Kelly the Mutton and Kelly Pat Hine, Kelly Owl Chapel and Kelly the Red, Kelly the Sheeper and Kelly Clare Head. There was Kelly the Dog and Kelly the Ray, Kelly Baldrummer and Kelly Big Day, Kelly the Brew and Kelly Gretchvor. The Kellys in Lonan were there by the score. From Baldrummer to Bulgham, from the Clet to Clare Head, there were 2 to the acre, or so it was said. There was Kelly the Mines and Kelly Big Wheel, and Kellys came over to Laxey from Peel. There's one old saying, it's often been said, when the Kellys leave Lonan, the parish is dead. Now that's the poem that David has found recently. Peter Kelly has a copy of a similar poem, it may not be quite the same one, and he also knows about the legend of the shipwreck from which the Kellys took some goods, but the revenue men couldn't work out which of the many, many Kellys in Lonan it was. So the question is, does anyone have any information about that poem? Does anyone know anything of the background to it or of the legend of the Kellys and the shipwreck? If you do, we'd be very interested to find out, so please do let us know. An hartu le jeg mi lunasen, ta mi man redu, as ta mi skriw chaus ta mi ma heiserolig. Ta Lucy fordern a share the jaru. Rhaer renny cadle de mai fudden hee, as gerenny burre meer chor be. Te Jean de wel ne rosen chit rish hanna ons na leggen en ek, gedde wel I forst niel mal as Jean try. De bergie ons achterby en niemach od een stikkelei, a genelli. Te ons gien mai as ledden de vrie as ginneless. Te Jean de wel ulju en tastich foudach en ol voi, as die kat de Cormions cunnion, maar de rauw famer Cormions cunnion, Jean shen. As de rauwe unshaw, a vink shaw heen, de door me ish na kadle. Gouds vi ginstau, vi krankel de spoortoil as brebben na breg a ljachlai, as doorti. Heren ma gaten bach de guischen shien ege tre shen, slickly de berg shan wansje swales bach, ninstau de rauwe non rauw giri dus de jodi. Now, Hilary Coleman is here accompanied by Simon Lockley on guitar as she sings her song about a Cornish step dancer called Jim Stacey.
And talk of me
Hilary Coleman with Simon Lockley on guitar. Both of them have been to Unchryniach, although not together in the same band, I don't think. Nod rawi ons liede yin the Lord, vrij mi G, rawi gremelig horror bi, an the shen. Rosh ma duggy fregert, henke komme millish rocket shen a vesh, to Arthur, to be grey Arthurish, rare an o sheks, grey de vel greyege as the jaruchen hier is douw de wel. Hai ons sorst de acht lie aaslisach, maar de bergie koreber korrihin ons kunjen jay. Gren me dremel de sledden, ach veolju in de vei riech. Grauw me ach giri vei on shaws en in it shaw. A semmes nor, som van mi goelaal roos riddenach, a semmes krei. Ach, ta konje nem, geide wel mi shield en rauw mi mechadle, gold troet no strijden as herrische droched. Ren yeast limmer gaus rem mi gol sha, as rem mi kroma herrisch de yearner, as heel mi immer die modi gullel. Bij Jean maar de berge kledden balje ledden de vodi ulju gullel gedreig hedden, gouds hai mi soesne Griechen. And so now to Samuel Ryley. Master Carr lives a frugal life away from neighbours who doubt his religious and political views. However, they're happy for him to act as schoolmaster because he does it unpaid. And as we heard, he also has medical skills. And he's admitted to Samuel Ryley that he's had medical training. Well, Samuel William Ryley has gone out to visit Master Carr to present him with some pigeons before he leaves the island. Mr. Ryley having spent 3 months spending out of his savings rather than earning money as he'd been expecting. However, in his 1808 publication, The Itinerant, or Memoirs of an Actor, he records that Master Carr surprises him in saying, "If pecuniary circumstances are the immediate cause of your departure, attended by present inconvenience, I can assist you. I am not unprovided with the means, and wish to do it. Money to me is of little value, except as a medium to assist the unfortunate, and though not what the world calls rich, I receive an annual remittance more than adequate to my expenditure." Donegal band Altan, who were of course very welcome visitors to Llundain a couple of years ago, and that was from their fourth album Island Angel, a set called The Humours of Andytown.
The Nation Station, Manx Radio.
Stasiwn yn asiwn to Radio Fanning, na stasiw geisach rys Claare na Gael, a sé Robert Cutting Carswomish, Robert a Carslach.
Have you ever had tell about Bobby Bob?
Samuel Ryley stops Master Carr as he is pulling out a small box from under his bed and tells him, "My good friend, your free will offering is, in every point of view, a gratifying circumstance, but I cannot accept it. Pecuniary views, I confess, carry me to England, but only in perspective. I came to this place, as I before told you, in hopes of turning the little I possessed into profit sufficient to maintain us in a country where every necessary of life is reasonable. I've been disappointed in all my attempts." Well, in fact, he tried his hand at buying and selling grain, but it didn't go well with him, and he decided not to pursue it, and he hadn't had any performances to earn money from either. "I've been disappointed in all my attempts, and must, though unwillingly, return to the stage, the only means I find by which I'm at all calculated to procure a livelihood. At present my finances are fully adequate to my necessities, and it would be highly criminal to borrow what I don't want, or may probably never have it in my power to repay." Esh, va cunnion jou chronolem, je riddenach ljouwers dorge, les soulien jurge, kart mohonic sin sa lai grenia. As je riddenach fi willish, as fi jaru ul je megit de moe megen ontrei. As esh, ve jean de rami sin Gael ons ustje douwen glas, as verkronen ons mechlischen, mutta meer glaschen ten achtlich denje gul erbij. As esh, ve jean drou de guljunie gul er soelvom. Ve jean drou me aanem gul maag aas me gorp, as snau me giert zijn air. Te jean, de wel kunjen hem, drou a toer sailje hier de girach vorm. As eis henk sors de henjach dan aan geisjach, maar de beiden ons krijg haloen. As henk me back, as hoor me maag der au us krijg me gorp. Hannik me u ginaway, rosh me jeni me u. Eis, gauw I tuicht gerch die. Ve jin de ve beggen kweeg dau. As ren me geisjach ri, gin enel. The duo Kellenig of Mick Thames and Pat Smith from South Wales visited Llundain a good few years ago now. Here they're joined by friends for the tune A Borre Glass and the capstan shanty Isle o' Man.
There's a ship in full sail, and she's out upon the river. Way, you Isle o' Man. There's a ship in full sail, and she's out upon the river. Way, you Isle o' Man. Heave her up, heave her high, it's the best that we can give her. Way, it's the best that we can give her. Way, you Isle o' Man. There's your girl on the pier. don't you wish you could stay with her? Way, you Isle man, there's your girl on the pier, don't you wish you could stay with her? Way, you Isle man, and the ducks and the geese are all swimming in the river. Way, you Isle man, and the ducks and the geese are all swimming in the river. Way, you Isle man, and the boys and the girls are all playing in the clover. Way, you Isle man, and the boys and the girls are all playing in the clover. Way, you Isle man, here's a health to the lads, to each shellback and each rover. Way, you Isle man, here's a health to the lads, to each shellback and each rover. Way, you Isle man, heave her up, heave her high, come rock and roll me over. Way, you Isle man, heave her up, heave her high, come rock and roll me over. Way, you Isle man.
The capstan shanty Isle Man, collected from William Fender of Barry in Wales, and that was Mick Thames singing it with an augmented version of Calennig, Mick on accordion and Pat Smith on the concertina there. Chamailiam be ons firnius is money made the berg in a share and around me frail and agniac risha hoosh, maar so wrenching one drail voy gus cushinelia, as for Lucy near chummer ek rish. Tre renkshin a taiv and flan bior a chor brigi, as van a leggin a neerlek ons riechid smoo roosach. Ren na moir gol bog a tre renny fagany, as wrenching ul you cow fast a beg fi van ra kujach. A nile eject me lunison, boga, 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 ach, gin boga de bollach, fiera naiach machion Jonathan. Tan dunje mean vei ching, shennan orner any screw. Chanel me goil aros grey na smunnion nish ta fissem Ren meisje Hawkins corosh dow a screwin, as ren eshen heen screw, oh, hock kinjel. Ta yorum for Gael Savory as gull halgus Jonathan, as cooner de bonderous dem of his fame as corlesh tire. Now Samuel Ryley sees that Master Carr is happy to deprive himself of comforts he can afford for his own philosophic reasons. Master Carr explains his view of people in society. I disapprove their customs and their conduct. I left the busy haunts of men in disgust, and still continue in the same disposition. I instruct youth, who would otherwise ripen in cruel prejudices and rot in superstition. The overplus of my income enables me to succour the afflicted, and my knowledge of medicine to supply the healing balm, without which many poor objects might perish, from the great distance of other medical aid, and the consequent expense attending it. You're now acquainted with the cause and consequences of the seclusion in which I mean to spend the remainder of my life, fully persuaded that the moral and physical evils in the world justify a choice which, to the casual observer, may appear strange, and no doubt has stamped me with the character of a misanthropic madman. This is Ruth Keggins' band Anish. Rain na Clane, the Manx cradle song performed by Ruth Kegan with Nish's Rish. Samuel Ryley's time with Master Carr and his own and his wife's Anne's 3 months in the island were drawing to a close. After an hour spent in the Feast of Reason, a banquet seldom found at a Manxman's table, we took a reluctant, an affectionate, and a last farewell of Master Carr. Having a perfect reliance on the integrity of our worthy landlady, this is Mrs. Clark of whom we've been hearing in these extracts, I left the furniture to be disposed of by her at a more suitable season than the depth of winter, when money was scarce and the people out of employment, and the receipts honestly remitted to me the following summer at Liverpool. A chaise being sent for from Douglas, we took leave of the Goose family. This is the name with which he dubbed an Englishman settled in Peel with his rather hoity-toity Irish wife. But the truly worthy Mrs. Clark and her amiable children, though involved in ignorance, prejudice, and superstition, were not parted from without a pang. Tamaisha Hawkins grain a beche redult the jinnach shin chit de ve poest on shed. Tammy a cho herish skriwen de huur wanderers vai der a fodom gennacht an etage naime achrish, bald een a lie. J. Jonathan is signed de ve benjeder de machri, son de eschen ons machri. Tammy jorne ol you planet rer castless chira, as ma scudlach erlu. Genel mi corleshach ongach leide groen, ni Lucy corlesh me chor gus lunning, as freely der a tammy corre son fuddy de beer, signed thou screw veg helia, signed thou freely de greirish Jonathan, mo wunje shesha. Signed then screwen te an agen as ventenrish, gurgige me, derem vision me jail. Skriwen sure wonders Agatha, Tylius nu Josephus nu Wurra, Budapest, gus Wilhelmina Murray, and nala jeg me Lunesen. Wens wien, Tammy skriwer jeri meisje Jonathan Harker, novella heen ledger de lure de skriw. A Springer, a traditional dance form from the Hallingdal area of Norway, played by the band Firil.
Manx Radio.
Siodiw stasiwn ar asiwn, sien dy jarw radio fanning, as yn sio se Claare na Gael fys gullar sgeliena, as mish the chapel, Robert Cutting Carswell, Robert the Carslach.
Ever heard tell of old Bobby Bob?
Ach, te chit leis da mai, bwys dy gi as nu Joseph as nu wara. Te rei ffôn yn gurrum leis bunna she siachtian, as surrens ljoris chasach inchin trom. Te shira arm de inch Dutch, Jane Graega. As de Grace skriw in show, tam we skriw a hon, gus mein she Peter Hawkins, Exeter, leis an aram curramach ega, de behrai leishen na chumre lega, as de wel ulju in over ega jint. Be fame ega custy jaachtian de esh ons a sanatorium ein ons na crink, ach de jinnaid chit back. Te shira arm de grey na wel urgit de loer ega merish, as de bewai leishen eeks on a grey tanach dan on shaw, nach be sly elia as de femark, ve fegit for gush kuna. Creje de velmi liats, leis rish as de chulju banach, sure wanderers Agatha. P.S. As ma horren sagt na gadle, tam mi fosle shaw de wat tulju fist veed. Te an inch dau ulju mud de chans, as de leer de bio of en Hesha. Now Samuel Ryley mentions ignorance, prejudice and superstition here. Well, what he's talking about in relation to the Clarks is their devotion to Methodism, but he recognises their sincerity. The Ryleys often heard the Clarks praying in the adjoining property, and having announced their impending departure, he says, "In their prayers we often heard our names mentioned, and doubtless the good people were putting up pious orisons for our eternal happiness. With tears we bade adieu, and were set down in safety at the hotel in Douglas." Douglas is the principal town on the island, greatly exceeding the others in population, refinement, and, of course, in expense. The inhabitants, generally speaking, are independent, indolent, dissipated, and, above all, curious after every trifling occurrence that may supply food for conversation, in which defamation bears no inconsiderable part. The Whitehaven packet was ready to sail, but the wind for 3 weeks proved contrary, and a long bill at the inn was the consequence. Well, Welsh-bound Callan have the wisdom of Solomon.
Pe dawn ni meddu ar synwyr Solomon, go na byddai'n digon y rhaid, ac yw so hwnnw bob yn ronin, wrth i mi fynd i chwilio am rai. Mae rhain rhy pharnig a rhain felldigedig, a rhai am galwant yn ddigon ffôl. Cymeraf y synwyr cyn fy siomi, ffeind a braf ydi cilio nhw. Trefi
More, this is doing Chroniach, in fact, the Welsh band Callan with the song Synwyr Solomon. At length we had notice to go on board. The wind sat in the shoulder of our sail, and at midnight on the last day of December we weighed anchor with a fair though boisterous gale, which increased to a hurricane ere we'd well cleared the island. As I'd never witnessed so rough a sea in a similar situation, I ventured to leave the cabin, and by the light of a full moon, though frequently overshadowed, beheld a sight which filled my mind with awe, with wonder, and with terror. The sailors could with difficulty keep their footing, whilst from the forecastle hold a most extraordinary noise issued, arising from the cackling, quacking, and hissing of fowls, geese, and ducks, intermixed with a human voice, which bawled out in an imperative tone, "Open the hatch, I say, damn you! Open the hatch! Do you mean to smother me?" A sailor, with difficulty, uncovered the hold, and a bald human head appeared, except being partially covered with blood and feathers. De chulliw vanach den yn ystyw. Ta grein aglach enach ege, ma so tan fairly ein de grey, as se delirium ege, satchimach na brandledes ege. Jay modi older as nieuw as fool, jay scan junen as drach spiriten, as de alem grey cray jay. Gau careel jay de kinjach na be weg de griesige jay gein shore is trail jourig yet. Genel na monnigen jay lidderach en ljaier soel de hedrum. Vergsjen skruw vader de henne, ach grauw visser bi ein jay na keurtjenegge, as rauw wegegge oddag pecher bi tikkel. Henke a trein vai Klausenberg, as weer ninch den are Ljorische Vansche station, der any seiriges Jaakse station as gillach machs on ticket de Golde Valje. As vagen vain immer gerachte legge de rauw in de haarsnach, hug a ticket de station soja en bollach, de sen van trein karsna. Be shigerich de velkereel my gulle jinu jay. Well, we'll hear more of the curious encounter we've been hearing about this bald head with partially covered with blood and feathers that's just emerged from the hold, as we look again in Samuel William Ryley's memoir, the itinerant or memoir of an actor. And in fact it leads us once again to jump backwards in the text to find out more about this curious character. Claare Gael. We finish with music by Breton Band and 3D Pop, who visited Chroniach a few years ago, with singer Angela Loro Pasco making a return trip after coming with her parents, Catherine and Patrick, as a toddler many years before that. Well, stand by for 2 hours of the best chill-out music for your Sunday evening here with Chris Pearson. Then at 9, we welcome Judith Lay with Sundown. Ach, Shanae, and so until the next time, this is Robert Cutting Carswell, Robert a Carslach.
Oh, Bobby Bob.
Wishing you a very good night. Eve, I'm a Chriheru, as Orselier, as my Yeri and Shed you will you.
dit de prison de Huinette, l'Uranca, ça dit de prison de Huinette. Ça dit de prison de Huinette, l'Uranca, ça dit de prison de Huinette. Ça dit de prison de Huinette, ah c'est ma condamne de bout de la haie. Plahet sans huilé, gentil deux ans, l'ura plahet sans huilé, gentil deux ans. Plahet sans huilé, gentil deux ans, il vit le deur pour un âge que ton courage, Rhaa, reste du bourre, reste du courage. Reste du bourre, reste du courage. Ma conseil va plus perdre résoudre une Mou pen miriet Dieu bang, perenin je di malura mou per miriet